Coming up, testing is ramping up in Harlan County as they are one of only 11 counties across the Commonwealth who have yet to announce a positive coronavirus case.
Was trying to apply for unemployment and new hiccups today in Frankfort.
Soggy and gloomy weather returns tomorrow, but how long will it stick around? I'll have that answer now at 4:30.
Officials in Harlan County are working to make COVID-19 testing more widespread. Despite still not having a single positive case, officials are working to get as many people tested as possible, but they are finding that hard to do. WINT's Will Puckett is in Harlan with more. Will?
Harlan County is actually one of 11 counties in Kentucky who still have yet to report a positive COVID-19 case. Here at Dr. Abdul Dahan's office, they are ramping up their coronavirus testing. With 2 employees placed outside, patients can come and be screened for strep, flu, and then the coronavirus. Doing this is hopefully going to help people get tested more easily and effectively. But Dr. Dahan is finding out there is one hiccup for his small practice: the availability of COVID-19 testing swabs.
I will want to get the swabs available here so I can start swabbing the patient. And if I don't have the swab, then the whole thing is useless. So hopefully they will hear us and they will start providing us with a channel so we can get the swabs from.
Now, Dr. Dahan says that he is working closely with County Judge Executive Dan Mosley to get more of those coronavirus testing swabs. He says hopefully by testing more people, they can get things to open up a little quicker. In Harlan County, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Judge Executive Dan Mosley says they are working closely with Gravity Diagnostics to open a channel with the Department of Public Health to get more of those testing swabs. Attorney General Daniel Cameron has joined a lawsuit against Governor Andy Beshear. The lawsuit was first filed by a Northern Kentucky woman. She sued Beshear and Cameron over the governor's out-of-state travel ban. But now Cameron has filed a motion to realign himself as a plaintiff. He talked about it during a news conference about an hour ago. We posted that on our Facebook page. In the suit, Cameron says, quote, "The governor's travel ban impermissibly violates the fundamental right of every Kentucky citizen to interstate travel." We also understand Cameron asked the governor to reopen churches during that news conference. Beshear dismissed the original lawsuit about the travel ban earlier this month during one of his news conferences, and I'm sure that will be asked of him again today at 5 o'clock. Well, UK's president and other top earners are being called to take pay cuts to help with the university's projected $70 million budget deficit. The Lexington Herald Leader reports more than 100 student employees and community members are asking school leaders to cut the salaries of President Eli Capilouto and other UK administrators. Last week, UK announced 1,700 university and healthcare employees would be furloughed because of reduced revenue from the COVID-19 pandemic. The coronavirus could be having an impact on the food supply in the nation. The CEO of Tyson Foods says the supply chain is breaking. Many workers who process meat have COVID-19. Many farmers say their crops are going to waste. In Florida, millions of pounds of tomatoes are rotting. Idaho farmers have put out potatoes for people to take, and dairy farmers have dumped millions of gallons of milk.
We've just been giving them away what we can, but we just simply have too much. People could be living off of what we have to throw away.
Farmers and U.S. food banks are asking the U.S. Department of Agriculture to send some of the extra supply to food banks. But the USDA warns some grocery stores could see meat shortages by the end of the week. Some relief for people still trying to get their unemployment benefits was supposed to start today. Many people who lost their jobs in March say they still cannot connect to those at the call center to get their insurance claims filed. This despite a new number that was supposed to be activated this morning just for them. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to them about their struggles.
On a normal day, Bill Phelps would be traveling Kentucky roads and earning a living.
Unfortunately, I'm not working.
He lost his job as a truck driver in March and still cannot get through to claim his unemployment.
at the end of this week, I'll be owed $4,524.
If you filed in March and you haven't received anything yet, I'll be darned if we are not going to get it done this week.
Part of that promise includes a new toll-free number. It was supposed to be activated at 7 this morning.
The number you are calling is temporarily unavailable.
For 2 hours, callers said they got that recording. State officials told us the problem was fixed around 9, but Phelps was still not able to get through.
And it said that your call cannot be taken at this time. Please try again later.
What's this been like for you? How are you dealing with this? Has this been like a punch in the gut?
That's a good question. It is a punch in the gut because we're not able to do the things that we want to do or do the things that we need to do.
Phelps says his wife is working, but some bills are not being paid in full.
When we go to the store to buy stuff, for the house food and stuff like that, we buy the bare minimum to get us through to next week when my wife gets paid.
Another person told us she got through, but was immediately told she would need to talk to another tier level and was told the whole time was 2 hours. But 5 hours later, she said she was told her claim was finally fixed. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Despite all the problems, state officials say they have been able to process more than 150,000 claims that have been held up for various reasons. The United States has now surpassed 1 million cases of the novel coronavirus. It comes as Texas is set for a partial reopening Friday, despite not meeting federal guidelines on the decline in reported illnesses. At least 21 states have now eased restrictions, but in New York, the hardest hit state, the governor says the stay-at-home restrictions set to end May 15th will likely be extended in many areas. Today, President Trump touted the success of the Paycheck Protection Program at a White House event with small business owners. The Senate announced it will return to Washington next week, but the House now says it will not, though talks continue on another relief bill. President Trump bashed the decision during a meeting with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and pushed back on calls for more state funding.
We're certainly open to talking, but it would really have to be COVID related, not related for mismanagement over a long time.
President Trump announced he will sign an executive order to address the nation's food supply chain, compelling meat processing plants to stay open after outbreaks forced some to close.
We saw a few scattered rain chances earlier this morning along with those clouds. You thought it was going to be a gloomy day, but we saw that sunshine return pretty quickly this afternoon. We'll go ahead and take you up to a few of those cameras UVA-wise showing those gloomier conditions. Looks like they might have stayed a little bit on that drier side as well, but that sunshine now returning over there. Starting to see those beautiful blue skies. Looking over into Jackson, kind of seeing that mixture of sun and clouds. 73 degrees though, so feeling pretty warm out there after a warm front kind of moved through our area. A lot of us into those lower 70s, 72 in Moorhead, 71 in Prestonsburg and Harlan, 73 down into Williamsburg. Get out and enjoy it because by the time we get into the next couple of days, soggy and even colder weather starts to return. So we'll continue those partly to mostly cloudy skies heading into tonight, but we are going to bring back some scattered rain chances late tonight, but mostly as we head into tomorrow, soggy conditions return for your Wednesday as a cold front moves into the mountains. We'll talk a little bit more about that cold front coming up in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Paige. A boat belonging to Kentucky State Senator Brandon Smith was recently vandalized, and that particular boat is used at his annual sailing school every summer at area lakes. We've covered it many times. WYMT's Lacey Roberts talked to the senator today about what this could mean for the program this year.
With Governor Andy Beshear's plan to slowly open up the state of Kentucky,
I think this is going to be the summer of more outdoor adventures than we've seen all across America.
Kentucky Senator Brandon Smith was expecting to open the Hazard Sailing School in just a couple of months.
Everybody that works for our school does this for free so kids can have an opportunity.
Something that would cost in the thousands, even programs for children with autism, all free.
There's something magic that happens there.
But according to Smith, the camp may not happen this year.
So you can see they basically walked around cutting all the different safety chambers,
vandalizing one of his rubber boats.
But because it's rubber doesn't mean it's cheap.
The rubber keeping their fingers safe in emergencies, repairs ranging up to $3,000.
It knocks all these families out that plan a year in advance to come to experience our school here.
Hoping someone will come forward.
They can help pay to get our boat fixed again or maybe get us back in time for the kids to be able to salvage their season, get kids back out on the water for free.
To have a once-in-a-lifetime experience. In Hazard, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News.
Anyone with information related to the vandalism is asked to call the Hazard Police Department at 606-436-2222. Coming up on Mountain News at 4:30, different types of loans you might want to consider if you're in a tight spot right now.
And another cold front moves in tomorrow, bringing soggy weather Wednesday. Few scattered rain chances Thursday. Will clear out, though, heading into the first half of that weekend. We'll talk about the timing of tomorrow's rain coming up in a little bit.